Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited for today's video because it is another collab. This is my last collab and my last video for the month / year, and it is with my friend Kelly over at Keep Beauty Real. Kelly is one of my favorite people here on YouTube. She is just one of the sweetest people. We talk all the time, and I was very excited that she agreed to do this collab with me. So we are gonna do a New Year's Eve look. I already have a little bit of makeup on, just what I wore to work today. And then I touched up my concealer before I got on camera. So we're gonna do a little bit of the rest of the face, an eye look, and I think this will be a fairly simple look. For holidays, I wanna have impact, but like low effort. So we're gonna do that, and then when you're done with this, you can go over to Kelly's video, and I'm really excited to see what she does for her look, because we have very similar taste in makeup, but like also very divergent taste in makeup. And if you're new here or coming over from Kelly's video, welcome. My name is Colin. I'm a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a definite soft spot for indie makeup, which you are gonna see today, and high-end makeup, which you will also see today. And I tend to take a pretty analytical approach to the content I make, be it using something I already know and love or in my reviews of new products. And I have new videos every week, so I'd love to have you subscribe. Okay, so like I said, I do have a little bit of makeup on already. I wore some concealer and brows and some mascara to work today. So I did touch up my under eye concealer a little bit, but we're gonna add some more blush, bronzer, highlight, and then do my eyes. Also, because it is a New Year's Eve party kind of themed makeup, and the end of the day, it is 8 o'clock at night, I am having a hard seltzer. It's one of my favorite brands, but this one's interesting. It kind of tastes like a sweet tart, which is not my favorite thing, but whatever. And then I did want to point out my new earrings. My husband got me these for Christmas. My best friend also got me a pair that you will see soon, but I did wear these today. They're little jellyfish themed, they're Ponyo themed, which is one of my favorite movies. So I had to wear these. Plus they felt very festive for a party. So, very excited to do this with Kelly. Kelly is just one of the sweetest people. She's been on here for a long time. She's really honest, really friendly, really helpful if you have questions. She is a professional hair and makeup, like makeup artist and professional hairstylist in real life outside of YouTube. So she's a really good source of knowledge for that side of things. She's not just a makeup enthusiast like a lot of people on YouTube. She actually, is a professional and has that knowledge base, which I think is really great. But she also just really loves, especially indie makeup. She has a huge Divina collection. She has a huge indie eyeshadow collection in general. So really great person, really great source of like indie makeup and professional knowledge. So love Kelly. Really happy that we are doing this video together and really excited to see her video and what she does. So if you don't already subscribe to Kelly, when you're done with this, go watch her video and say hi. So for this video, I thought about finishing my base makeup before I got on camera, but I did want to throw a few things on. And then I thought about grabbing a palette, but I think I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna do kind of what I did for the holiday party I went to, the work holiday party I went to recently. And I wanted something sparkly, so I grabbed some of my indie singles and some of my Urban Decay things, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Okay, so I generally do my eyes first before I even put any makeup on. Like I said, I do have a little bit of mascara on from today, a little concealer. I am still gonna do my eyes first because if I do get any fallout or anything, I wanna brush that away, touch up my concealer, and all of that before I finish the rest of my face. So let's go into the eyes. This is kind of an everyday look for me. Especially if I use something like an Urban Decay Moon Dust shadow, which is very sparkly. But like that Wet Effect sparkle, which I really love. This is Wild Dipper. I just grabbed one of them, and then I grabbed the new little palette. But what I think I'm gonna do is use one of my favorite indie singles, which is Ice Blink from Shine by SD and Seeking Shifts, which is also what I wore to that party. It's a little more intense than those, which feels appropriate for the holidays. This is just a magnetic palette, so I've got all my Shine by SD shades right here, and then I've got a couple Sigil inspired here, and then I think these are both Terra Moons, and then these are both Sydney Grace things that I got in a mystery bag a while ago. It's just like a miscellaneous overflow palette. I am going to be redoing my singles. I bought some new empty palettes, and since a bunch of them are in like small little things, so I will probably be filming that, and that'll be a video coming sometime in January. So you could also do this with a palette. Like I thought about grabbing Midnight Sun from Matt McGrath because that has like my perfect transition, and it has some smoky tones, and it has that really sparkly Blitz Astral shade. But I think the idea with this is I'm gonna use some eyeliner, some bronzer, and then just any kind of sparkly shade that you have. Doesn't have to be the specific one I'm using. I think that's just a little more approachable because you can use anything you have. So I do normally start all of my looks with eye primer because I do have oily eyelids. I can't use concealer, I can't use nothing. I did already do that earlier today because I did put a tad bit of bronzer on my lids, as you can kind of see. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of reinforce things and then build on top of that, especially because it's at night. I don't really need to worry about this lasting forever. So what I'm gonna do is the base, I'm gonna use eyeliner, and then I'm gonna use, to deepen up my crease, I'm gonna use a little bit of this. This is my Victoria Beckham contour stick. I did use a little bit of this on my face already, and I find that this works really well on the eyes as well. It actually lasts really well even without eye primer, I found the other day. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this, and I'm gonna put it out here and right here, and just kind of the outer part of my crease, because I'm gonna put eyeliner as kind of a smudgy wing, but I don't want eyeliner in my crease, but I still want a little bit of definition there. So just grabbing, this is a Sonia G Fusion Blender, so it's good for cream products, like a cream contour. And I'm just gonna blend this into my crease, just to help have that little bit of shadow and contour to the eye underneath everything. Even though I'm gonna cover everything with sparkle, I still find that it helps kind of ground everything and just make everything look complete. You could also just use a brown matte eyeshadow of any brand, or a cream shadow stick, anything you want, even just bronzer. I'm gonna grab a little bit of bronzer on that brush and kind of go over that. I don't need to, but I want to diffuse. So for my eye pencil today, I'm gonna use black, no, this is not, this is Ground Coffee. Black Coffee is the Pat McGrath shade. This is Ground Coffee from Lisa Eldridge. It is her dark brown. It's the same color as like Cacao from Victoria Beckham. I just have the brown in this color. You can see I use this quite a bit. And I'm just going to put this right along my lash line, really lightly, and then a little bit thicker on the outside. And then I'm gonna grab this pencil brush. This is a Refer 26, and I'm gonna use that to smudge this out. If you have like the Victoria Beckham, you can also use the little smudgy thing on that, and I often do that. I keep these in my bag and take them with me to work a lot. And this is just to add a little bit of drama, a little bit of depth around the lash line, and shape. So I did blend that up a little bit more than you have to, or I actually thought I might. And then I'm just kind of taking what's left and not making a real wing, just smudging it out a little bit more on the outer edge to elongate without making like an actual wing. You could do a real wing if you want. I much prefer this kind of soft shadow of a wing to a real wing, just on my eye shape. And I'm gonna do the other side as well. The one reason I like to do my eyes first in general is if you mess up the shape out here, you can fix it with concealer when you're done. Kind of straighten it out. This kind of smoky or smudgy brown liner is something I wear a lot at work in general. So it's easy to do this for your, you know, if you're going right after work, you can always like pack this, do this, and then throw this on top. I'm gonna take this brush again and pick up a little bit more of the bronzer and run it under my eyes. I don't want nothing down there, but I don't want it to be too dark and smoky. Normally I would grab a smaller brush, like a shader brush, but I don't want to go back to the other room and get my brushes. So we're using what I have. Okay, I really like that. I am gonna also tightline with this. So I'm gonna put a little bit in my upper waterline and my lower waterline. I really like Lisa Eldridge's eyeliner so far. I have two. I can do this look and it'll last all day because once it sets, it sets. And I find the Victoria Beckham claim that they do, and everyone says that they do, but this one, at least the one I have, which is olive, which I think is technically more of a, I don't think it's a matte shade. It does not last all day like this as well. Okay, now that the eyes are almost done, it's just time for some sparkle. Like I said, this is gonna be pretty easy. So I'm gonna go into Ice Blink. Like I said, this is from the collab between Shine by SD and Seeking Shifts. Riley, who is a friend of mine, did a collab with her earlier this month as well. And I love this. So you can see it's an iridescent shade. It's really sparkly and really pretty. I picked up a lot by accident. And while it's called Ice Blink, it's supposed to look like the way sunlight is hitting ice and reflecting ice. So there's some blue, there's gold, there's white, there's like a lot of different dimensional sparkle in there, which is part of why I love it. If you tap it, you can kind of see some of the, if I hold it this way, I'm seeing kind of blue, like icy blue, but if I go this way, I'm seeing more yellowy gold, which I think works well on my complexion. So I'm gonna tap a little bit of this on. You can use a glitter glue if you want, and I would recommend that if you're gonna be out like all day, or like the Pat McGrath Intensify stick. I'm just going to lightly tap. Okay, this is looking much more yellow, and I just realized that I picked the wrong shade. Ice Blink is no longer in this palette, it's in another Build Your Own palette. So I guess we're going with Nacre, which is still from that same collab, but is not the shade I meant it to be. So I'm gonna grab the other one real quick. Okay, so I can't wipe this off without redoing a bunch of my makeup. I forgot I had this Build Your Own palette. This is part of why I like to keep things by brand or where they're supposed to go, is because this kind of stuff happens. But you know what? It's not the end of the world, it's fine. So this is Ice Blink. I actually like it. I like Nacre a lot, but I like Ice Blink more, and that's what I wanted to wear. That does have a little bit of a blue shift, but you can see Ice Blink is fully different look. So I am gonna try to wipe some of Nacre off so I can put some Ice Blink on top at least. Okay. So let's try adding a little bit of Ice Blink on top of this. And I guess I'm just doing both shades, which I guess if it's a party, then sure, why not? Not the look I intended originally, but it's gonna have to work because I can't redo this. So adding Ice Blink adds a little bit more neutral to cool sparkle, which is what I wanted, the earring with everything. But actually the two layered together is really interesting. I do have a little bit of fallout, like some speckles here and there. And I'm just tapping it in, and I'm gonna take what's left of Ice Blink on my finger and tap it all the way up, so that when the light hits my eyebrow area, you still get a little bit of that sparkle, but like the intense sparkle is on my lid. That is what I wanted. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna do a little bit of both on the other side too. So a little bit of nacre. I really like nacre, but it's not what I wanted for today. And then some more Ice Blink. It's gotta match. And then again, with a little bit that's left, I'm just tapping up a little, so you can kind of see the intensity dissipating as it goes up. I still like having that little bit of a shadow for my eye shape itself, because this isn't going, I'm not having an opaque sparkle all up, but having that little sparkle up just feels a little more fun. I don't like a perfect delineated sparkly lid. I want it diffused. Okay, so mishap aside, I actually really like the way this looks. Very happy I also have a drink, because that made me anxious. But the two layered together is actually really pretty. Having that little bit of extra warmth from nacre in there is really pretty. I do really like this, even though it's not what I intended. And then the eyeliner is just underneath, adding that little bit of depth and structure without being too much. You could also do it afterwards, but then you risk sparkle fallout from rubbing it on. I might touch up just a little bit right here. Yeah. Just the tiniest bit right on the lash line. I'm gonna go add a little bit more mascara and some mascara to my lower lash line, and then we'll be right back to finish the face. Okay, so I just added a little bit more of my Surratt mascara to make my lashes pop a little bit more. I think you really need that dark lash to make the lid shade pop, and then I added some to my lower lashes. Now just a couple things to finish the face. So I'm gonna add some bronzer. I've been using my Victoria Beckham for the eyes, so I'm just gonna use that for the face too. And I'm just gonna put a little bit out here. If you're, you know, fair, you might not need bronzer. I know not everyone uses bronzer every day. I would actually use bronzer over blush, just because I feel like base products wash me out so much. I kind of need it to add the warmth and like structure back to my face. Okay, really like that. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of blush. This is my go-to lately. This is Macchiato from Finding Ferdinand and Khaki. And I'm just gonna pick up a little bit. You can use your finger, but I'm gonna use this brush. This is just a Sigma contour. I'm gonna put a little bit of blush. I do like to put highlighter under my blush if I'm using powder or certain creams. This is a little stiffer, so I'm gonna do a little bit of highlighter after. I find things melt together better if I do it first, but this I find will pick up, not foundation, but it will pick up highlighter. And then for highlighter, I'm using Lisa Eldridge, because I know Kelly also loves Lisa Eldridge. I think she has this highlighter as well, maybe not this shade. This is the shade, what is the shade? I think I have, does it not say on the bottle? Oh, Solar Light, it says it on the bottom, I just couldn't read it. So taking just a tiny bit of this, I really like this. It's a very natural glow from within kind of I can't talk. Highlight, and I'm just using the same blush, or the same brush. Wow, I really can't talk tonight. I got kind of anxious with the wrong eyeshadow shade and it just fried my brain apparently. Okay, see, I really love that. And I think it mixes really well with that blush shade. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of powder. This is my Haus Labs powder. This is a second thing of this. I finished my first one from when it launched, last year, and had to get a new one. And I'm just going to dust my under eyes, dust my forehead where I get shiny, and then kind of setting those cream products, but with not, and like with the excess, so that it doesn't like dull them. Okay. And then last is lip. So I feel like with this look, New Year's Eve, Christmas, the holidays, red just feels like the best choice. I'm gonna do this one. This is the Atomic, this is the lip lacquer from Haus Labs. This is the red shade. This one I actually won from them in a giveaway. But I feel like a good red that's going to last all night is the best option. So like, I also thought about Lisa Eldridge. I don't have Ribbon, which is her true red, but I do have Cinnabar. That is actually, I think, what I wore to that party. You're eating, you're drinking, you want something that's gonna last well. So far, I've just had one of my Ismea lip balms on. This is the shade Follower, which is the like sheer brown. So my lips feel nice and hydrated, but I wanna use this. I feel like this is a really good lip product for parties because it lasts forever. It's shiny, it's glossy, it looks great, and you don't really have to worry about it transferring or wearing off. But it is kind of a pain to put on because you have to do a light layer quickly and hold your mouth apart. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Okay, so I finished the lip, did touch up a little bit with some lip liner. Not my best lip application, but I don't really care tonight. I really like this look. I think the lip makes it very much the holidays. I mean, I like a red lip any day, but the red lip with the sparkly eye just feels very Christmas, New Year's, holiday. I really like that. If you don't like a red lip, I mean, I would wear something like, a nude gloss like this Victoria Beckham one looked really pretty. Something like Lisa Eldridge Meet Me in Berlin could be really pretty if you wanted something a little more muted. But I wanted bold, so I got bold. And I really like the way my skin looks. These have been my go-to products for the last, I don't know, 2 months. I use other stuff periodically, but I keep, every couple days I go back to those. So I really like this look. I think it fits the brief. I think it's very party, very New Year's Eve. I don't think I'll be doing this for New Year's Eve because I don't think we're doing anything. We'll probably hang out with my best friend at home. But if I was going to a party, this is definitely what I'd be wearing. I mean, it's basically what I wore to my office party recently. And despite the, anxiety around accidentally grabbing the wrong shade, I really like the way these two layered together. I think this is a very happy accident. I will be layering these two again. So let me know what you think of the look, all of that. What are you doing for New Year's Eve? I'd love to hear, especially if you're doing something fun. Make sure you go watch Kelly's video. I can't wait to see what she does. And to Kelly, thank you so much for doing this collab. I think this was a really fun idea. Really glad we got to do this, and I can't wait to see what you do. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to go like and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video next year.